seasoning the chicken.
TMI. Well, it's not TMI. I'm on my period and I'm incapacitated. So I'm in disguise for my blah blah.
She's just a troubled young soul. So why is Lamar Odom a crackhead? Why was Whitney Houston? So I have a hankering for some fried chicken. I haven't done it in a very long time. So I'm just perusing the YouTube for various recipes and methods and coming across this one recipe. It's fried chicken 101 for beginners. And this is what's happening right now.
Putting his fried chicken into some boiling water with salt. Like, he's boiling the chicken, and now seasoning the chicken. And then look at this little egg mixture. It's all like curdled from the hot chicken. Put it in the flour and put it in the curdled egg. And then he's going to put it back in the flour. There's his chicken. And voila. So, I guess that's his son or something.
Okay.
Heard of anybody boiling their chicken before they deep fry it? I mean, I get it. Does it seem gross to you?
So, yeah, never heard of that shit.
It sounds like everyone has a technique, and if that works for him, that's cool. I'm not saying it's a terrible idea, but that's not the advice that I would take.
It was unsafe.
I wouldn't take that advice. And then it reminds you that just like home cooking, what people do at home, that shit might come out great, but you don't need to see that shit. On Food Network, they practicing, they got the bowls, it's cute, it's pretty. That shit look gross.
Crypt keeper hands.
Oh God.
Turning the.
Oh God. You need a studio and you need to, but he's just trying to share his gospel.
Boiling chicken is just ugly. Like, it's not pretty.
You could have brined it. Now that's a liquid technique that I know people approve, but you could do that in advance of frying it.
That's not a replacement of what he just should have never boiled it.
Anything you boil, to me, the flavor comes out. That's how you make chicken broth. So I'm not a fan of boiling anything because the flavor and juices is coming out. It's coming out. That's counterproductive. So this is his secret just for keeping it crispy?
I think he did it because he can't fry chicken.
What was he saying?
He did it to make sure that the chicken is cooked all the way through.
Oh God! So you just don't know how to time your frying. Then that's just somebody who don't know how to fry shit. What are you talking about?
Frying is difficult. In his defense, he just went about it the wrong way. I understand.
It's not in his blood. It's not in. Don't fry.
Well, that's the first.
Get a meat thermometer. Get a meat thermometer. They're like $3.
I use them. They work.
I just think the chicken is gonna be super dry, like, and tough or something, because you boil it and then you fry it. Like, it's all the juices came out already. It just
boiled it. It's dumb. I thought this whole plan, I thought he was having a extra crispy technique, but he's just boiling it just to make sure it's done. This is just somebody who has the best intentions, but they're just on the wrong road in life. This is not his only problem, I guarantee you.
And that's because that's who he is. We gonna move on because it didn't matter if he boiled it or not. It wasn't gonna be good.
He's got a criminal record.
Roll the next one.
Oh, that's TMI. Well, it's not TMI. I'm on my period and I'm incapacitated. So I'm in disguise for my blah blah.
There we go.
I just read on my phone, I just got an update that Gwyneth Paltrow, that Amber Rose said Gwyneth Paltrow is Becky with the good hair. Does anyone believe that? Has anyone heard that? Is that like an old theory or is that a new theory?
I did hear that today. I heard that. I read that today.
But it's the first time I've heard that name floated. But it kind of makes sense. There's a lot of.
Well, not a lot.
There's some circumstantial.
There's some circumstantial evidence. Well, who was the leading suspect before was Rachel Roy, right?
Yes, which there was more circumstantial, but it's still nothing concrete. My money's not on either one of them because I don't know, whoever it is, we're not gonna find out because Jay-Z paid enough money that we won't find out. It's probably someone right up under our nose, but I don't think it's Gwyneth Paltrow, although Amber Rose's reasonings, which were they used to be together all the time, them as a couple thing, and
the couple
who's Gwyneth
friendship.
With? That
Chris. Shit, no. Teddy be knowing the white people. Coldplay, you know.
Oh.
Chris Martin.
Okay.
So Gwyneth Paltrow says that Chris Martin and Jay-Z and Beyonce were good couple friends. You follow me? And so Amber Rose is saying after that,
since this little conspiracy, but even
they also got
that,
divorced shortly after that. They got divorced,
right?
But Gwyneth and Chris Martin. But she was also saying that Beyonce and Gwyneth kind of stopped hanging out,
right?
So maybe she was Becky with the limp hair. Her hair is fucked up.
People just need to leave that whole situation alone. Beyonce over it. She got 3 babies by him now. They're fucking billionaires or close to it. Like, can they live? Like, if niggas be cheating, that's just what happened. I mean, we don't need to know who the other person is because the Beehive might kill her. So I don't really want her exposed, to be honest.
But you know, we're in the age of tea, right? Everybody wants to know the tea, so ain't nobody gonna give up on that. But on topic of Gwyneth Paltrow, did you see? I saw a tabloid that said that Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt got remarried.
Well, I read that shit too, but it would have been way bigger news if that was true.
I'm ready for it. TMZ, Brad already pissed me off when I'm done.
But it was like People or Us magazine at the check stand.
No, that's a real magazine. Is you saying it was in that magazine, or you saying it was in like?
It wasn't like the National Enquirer. It wasn't that.
That should have been on CNN and the news if that was true. That was not in No People magazine. It was in the Star. It was in the Star. What's that other one that they try to make
it look
okay?
Maybe it was.
They try to look like a real magazine, but that shit is trash. Yeah, no, they lying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next.
Troubled young lady who's had struggles all of her life, but poor thing, and we pray for her. She's just a troubled young soul. So why is Lamar Odom a crackhead? Why was Whitney Houston a crackhead? Who else was there? Well, it's Bobby Brown. I mean, sorry, I love Bobby. So why is it that white people are troubled young souls, but the blacks are crackheads?
Sorry. Well, yes. Recently, Demi Lovato OD'd on supposedly heroin, and the media is, portraying her. Oh, she's this troubled young soul, and bless her heart and prayers for her. But when it's any of the blacks that have had struggles with drug and alcohol, it's still an addiction. An addiction is addiction. But then they're labeled as crackheads and
addicts.
Even if it's not even crack, it's even the drug of choice. You're on drugs, you're a crackhead if you're a black. But if you're of the Caucasian persuasion, then you're a troubled young soul that needs prayers and blessings and hugs and rainbows and cookies and ice cream and a bed and a cot and
love and support.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. Very different portrayals.
Yeah, it's just another unfortunate layer of racism.
And what's all city? It's like, I don't feel like she needs a bunch of bitches. The bitch likes to get high. Some people, that's what they like to fucking do, money or not. She got the money to get high. She got the money to buy heroin. She's gonna buy the good shit. She took a lot.
Yeah.
It's 6 years, so therefore it's like that's kind of why it's such a big deal at this point. Also, why it's like supposed to be such a big deal is because heroin was not previously her drug of choice.
She switched it up. What was she on?
Before that, cocaine and alcohol. So
I heard on the Breakfast Club they said that they're reporting heroin, but they don't know if it was heroin, that it was opioids that were in her system.
Pills or heroin, but the pills make
either
you feel
one.
Yeah. Heroin. So same difference.
Yeah, I was telling Kari, not that she's too good to shoot heroin, but usually people with a lot of money don't necessarily shoot, heroin. Are there other ways you can take
So
heroin?
you can sniff it or smoke it, but it's
Ooh,
usually the last resort anyway when you're shooting up because
yeah,
you built your tolerance up to every other method of ingesting it. So then
yeah.
at that point, people are going to care about the money you have and you're too good for it at that point, anyways.
I guess when I think of heroin, I only think of shooting it, but yeah, I
Oh,
guess there
yeah. There's so many ways to ingest so many different, yeah, drugs. Because some people don't fuck with needles at all, but they like heroin. You gonna figure out a different way. Addiction is a crazy thing, and it's just funny because I get asked a lot, like, will I ever pick up drinking again? And I mean, why? I could. I'm an adult, and no one's stopping me from doing so. But it was nothing but negativity in that at the end in those last couple of years. It just goes to show how, I guess, really unhappy she is to have not found or wanted to maintain the happiness she found in her sobriety. That's what it is. She's not fully redeemed or recovered or reformed or delivered, so to speak. And that's not to say, I mean, 6 years is a long time. I mean, I have under a year. So I think it'd be very easy for me to pick up a drink now. And I think people around me would be very forgiving of it. I think they'd be like, oh, well, you know what? Just keep on going. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. But after 6 years, it's like, really, bitch, what happened? Did your dog die? Like, did you get in a car accident and can't walk no more? Like, what happened after
yeah,
6 years? So
yeah,
that's more really what it's like. Something triggered.
Is she struggling, like not having the success she's previously had? What does she do?
She sings and she
Is
started
she
with
from
Disney.
Disney?
Yeah. And we know that curse that's there.
Grandmother. Ain't the
Um,
motherfuckers all on heroin?
it
More sensitive.
eventually,
I should be
yes.
more
But
sensitive.
anyway, yeah, addiction is lifelong, depression is lifelong, mental illness is lifelong, and if not treated properly, this is exactly what happens. So, cautionary tales to those out there who are taking their sobriety maybe too lightly, and sometimes at times I do. It's like, oh, I got this, but one thing could happen, and it's like the mind instantly just makes a beeline for drink, and I have to untrain that thinking like that's not gonna change nothing. But you have to want it more than your addiction wants you.
yeah.